We can't actually go through that live, but let's say they had his best interest at heart. No. Parents disagree.
Here's what I love about First Take. Nobody keeps receipts better than us.
Having a very, very bad morning. Look in my face. I'm not in a very good mood.
Stephen A. Smith just lit the internet on fire over Vanessa Bryant. And trust me, this isn't just another breakup story. Within months of cozying up to her new man, Vanessa got dumped, lost Kobe's priceless anniversary jewelry, and is now facing whispers that she risked her own kid's safety for a dude she barely even knew. And the craziest part? Stephen A. swears he saw this whole mess coming from day one. Now everybody's asking, was Vanessa blindsided? Or was this shady from the start? Word on the street is, Vanessa's been quietly licking her wounds ever since she woke up to that gut punch text from her man saying it's over. But here's where heartbreak turned straight into fury. Because this wasn't just about love gone wrong. Her ex allegedly dipped out with Kobe's anniversary jewelry in his pocket. And that's when the cops got called. The tea first spilled when a source from the Newport Beach Police Department revealed Vanessa had filed a complaint about missing jewelry and cash. But here's what made that source raise an eyebrow. Vanessa allegedly asked for the whole thing to stay on the low. And get this, there was no break-in, no mystery thief. The official report claims she believed the man she was dating was the one who took it. That's when it hit.
Had a ticket for her never seen in public before boyfriend, but she chickened out at the last minute for the big event last night. And that is Kobe Bryant's widow, Vanessa Bryant, at the 2024 ESPY Awards. Vanessa ended up taking Ciara, but back in the day there was a rumor that Fernando Vargas, the boxer, lived in her guest house.
This wasn't just heartbreak. This was regret mixed with pure embarrassment because Vanessa knew exactly how the public would roast her once this went viral. Enter Stephen A. Smith. The man wasted zero time verifying the tea, confirming Vanessa's man had dumped her, and you could almost hear the "I told you so" in his voice. If you remember, back when rumors first hit that Vanessa was getting serious with some guy barely 5 years after losing her husband and daughter, Stephen A. was already on the front lines, posting receipts and making sure nobody forgot the bigger picture. Now that the game is up, he went straight in on his show, saying he always knew she'd end up dumped because all the warning signs were right there. But according to him, the real shame isn't just that she got played. It's that she risked her reputation, her peace, and even her kids, all for a man she barely knew. One clip from his rant exploded online, not just because of his words, but because of the icy, almost mocking way he said them.
Now we're pretty tight. People didn't realize that, but we were. He talked to me about a lot of things. And in 2006, he came on my show, quite frankly, that time. And I was talking to him about hosting the show. I was hosting the show and I said, hey, they calling me like, they saying I got the potential to be the next Oprah. And he said, quote, F Oprah, Harpo.
You see him leaning back in his chair, smirking like he'd been waiting months to drop this. And he didn't just speak, he doubled down, daring her to prove him wrong. Fans flooded the comments and they weren't pulling any punches. She thought she was slick, but look at her now, one wrote. Another even said, Kobe would be rolling in his grave if he knew what she's been up to. And of course, the loyal Stephen A. supporters were chanting, Stephen A. on point, as always. But just when it seemed like this drama couldn't get any messier, Kobe's mother just stormed into the drama, and now Vanessa might actually lose custody of the two youngest Bryant girls. See, Kobe and his parents might have been distant while he was alive, but nobody ever questioned how much they adored those grandkids. So when his mom, Pamela, caught wind that Vanessa was letting her new man hang around the house with full, unfiltered access to the kids, she snapped instantly. Pamela didn't just drop by to talk. Nah, she rolled into Vanessa's place like she was stepping into a battlefield. The second she got the news, she marched straight through that front door and unleashed a verbal storm, calling Vanessa every name in the book, accusing her of dragging the Bryant name through the mud, and flat out claiming she was putting those little girls in danger. Look, moving on is one thing, but being so wrapped up in a fling that you let a man you barely know get close to your kids? That was Pamela's breaking point. And she wasn't just there to yell. She came with a mission. Pack their bags, hand them over. Right then and there, the fuse for a full-on custody war was lit. That's when Vanessa cracked. Witnesses say she started crying and accusing Pamela of trying to steal her kids. She even posted a shaky, tear-filled video right after the confrontation, looking shaken, vulnerable, maybe even hoping to sway public sympathy. But Pamela wasn't buying it for a second. In fact, she got even more fired up, allegedly telling Vanessa, "I'll go to the deepest parts of hell before I ever allow you to ruin those kids the way you ruined my son." That line alone had people's jaws on the floor. If Pamela pushes this in court and proves Vanessa's slipping as a mom, she could take those kids for real. And then Vanessa wouldn't just be dealing with a broken heart and a tarnished rep. She'd be dealing with the ultimate loss. But Vanessa wasn't about to sit quiet. As fans started flooding social media with their reactions, she jumped into damage control mode, posting a cryptic Instagram story that read, "The devil is working overtime. Don't fall into his hands." Very on brand for her. Same energy she had a while back when she shut down pregnancy rumors with those Rihanna memes. Only this time, you could feel the heat. Moments later, she dropped another post. "Might be time to sharpen those fangs." Way more direct, almost threatening. She didn't name names, but everybody knew exactly who she was talking about: Pamela and Stephen A. Smith. And she left it up just long enough for the tabloids to snatch screenshots, knowing full well they'd make headlines. It was her way of saying, if you want war, you got it. But instead of rallying behind her, fans turned quick. The comment section lit up with harsh takes, one person even calling her a wolf in sheep's clothing. That's when the conversation shifted. People stopped seeing her as the grieving widow and started seeing her as someone who smiles for the camera, but plays a much darker game behind closed doors.
Vanessa Bryant might be messing with Snoop Dogg on the low. She went to Snoop Dogg's concert in November 2023, and you see Snoop Dogg's hand on her shoulder. Some people might think that's okay and her to hold it back. No. Yo, I'm gonna keep in a glass of water, y'all. This is nasty work. This person in the comments talking about she's a grown woman, a widow, and Kobe would be happy. Kobe would not be happy with Snoop Dogg, Paul Gasol, Rob Pelinka, or any of his close friends messing with Vanessa Bryant. I don't care what y'all say in the comments. I mean, that's nasty work. I just really hope that it's not Snoop Dogg that's the one that's messing with Vanessa Bryant. Because we all know Vanessa Bryant been, single, unfortunately, since 2020. It's been, 4 years now? You know that she got to be messing with somebody on the low, y'all. I don't care what y'all say. You can't say that Vanessa Bryant hasn't messed with nobody for 4 years.
Just when people thought the storm couldn't get any wilder, Vanessa decided to flip the script, and not in a way that made her look good. Days after Pamela's blow-up, Vanessa was spotted at a private Newport Beach lounge, sitting in the VIP section with none other than her ex from years ago, a man the Bryant family never liked. Sources say this wasn't just a friendly catch-up. Witnesses claim they were laughing, leaning in close, and looking way too comfortable for a woman supposedly fighting to keep her kids and save face. And here's the kicker. This man has his own messy reputation, including a past arrest for fraud. The optics? Straight up terrible. When the paparazzi photos hit the blogs, the internet went into meltdown mode. The timing couldn't have been worse. Her custody battle rumors were already dominating headlines, and now she's out here smiling next to a man who's been in handcuffs before? Even people who'd been defending her online were suddenly side-eyeing hard. An insider close to the Bryant family told reporters, "Pamela's going to use this. She's going to print those pictures, walk them right into court, and say, 'Look, she's still letting shady men around my grandkids.'" And honestly, they might have a point. Stephen A. Smith wasted no time jumping on the situation. On his show, he pulled up the photos and shook his head like he couldn't believe what he was seeing. "You're telling me you're in the middle of a crisis, and this is where you choose to be? Sitting next to him? Come on now," he said, with that sarcastic bite only Stephen A. can deliver. Clips of his rant started trending within hours, and the comment sections lit up with people calling Vanessa reckless, immature, and even self-destructive. Vanessa, of course, wasn't about to let Stephen A. have the last word. That night, she posted a glossy black and white photo of herself sipping champagne with the caption, "Unbothered." No explanation, no direct response, just that one word, and you could almost hear the shade dripping from it. But the internet wasn't letting her off easy. One fan tweeted, "Girl, you're not unbothered. You're spiraling in high definition." Another wrote, "This isn't the look for a mother fighting for custody." Even some of her longtime supporters started saying it might be time for her to lay low and stop feeding the fire. Still, behind the scenes, it seems like Vanessa is doubling down. Multiple sources claim she's already called in her legal team, not just to prepare for Pamela's custody push, but to explore whether she can file for a restraining order against certain media personalities. Yes, including Stephen A. Smith, for what she's calling a targeted harassment campaign. Whether or not that holds up in court is another story entirely, but it's clear she's gearing up for a fight on all fronts. Now the million-dollar question: will Vanessa's next move be damage control, or will she keep adding fuel to this wildfire that's already threatening to burn down what's left of her public image? One thing's for sure, the battle lines are drawn, and this family drama just went from messy to straight-up dangerous. Even the people who normally ride for Vanessa have gone ghost. You know how the wives of NBA legends usually stick together no matter what? Well, not this time. They've decided to let her handle this storm solo. And honestly, that silence from her inner circle is louder than any statement they could have made. But here's the real gut punch. This isn't just about Vanessa's image anymore. Her messy moves are now threatening to destroy the very legacy Kobe built with his own hands. Sponsors are getting skittish, deals that were basically guaranteed are suddenly on hold, and contracts that should have been renewed without a second thought are now collecting dust. The Black Mamba dream, the empire meant to carry his name for generations, is starting to wobble. And the one person who was supposed to protect it, she's too busy playing defense in the court of public opinion. And trust me, there are people making sure she never forgets she dug this pit herself. Number 1 on that list, Stephen A. Smith. He didn't back down after her little Instagram damage control posts. Nah, he went live again, and this time he came swinging harder than before. Stephen didn't just clown her for letting some random dude play her. He dug deeper, demanding she explain how she's been handling all the charity projects Kobe left behind, the ones meant to help kids. As most fans know, Vanessa's already faced heat for allegedly cutting off Kobe's parents financially despite inheriting everything. But Stephen said this mess goes way further. Mid-rant, he pulled out what he claimed were actual financial records from some of the couple's joint charities. And what those papers showed? Phew. Nothing that screamed crime on first glance, but plenty of little red flags. Inconsistencies, missing amounts, unexplained transfers. According to Stephen, this wasn't just sloppy accounting. It could be proof of something rotten, and the fingerprints, all Vanessa's. In the viral clip, Stephen's whole vibe shifted. No smirk this time, no jokes, just a low, steady voice, pausing between each word, making the whole room go still.
To the side. Before I get on out of here today, I want to preface my comments by my pending comments by saying, my staff didn't want me to do this. You know, they didn't want me to bring this up. So because of them, out of respect for them, I'm not going to mention names or the trifling individuals that keep talking shit about me.
He didn't even have to say the full accusation out loud. The implication was heavy enough that Vanessa might have been funneling charity funds straight into her new man's pockets. And if that's true, that breakup just went from embarrassing to catastrophic. Now, let's be crystal clear. Nothing has been proven yet, but the possibility alone has the internet buzzing nonstop. And if Stephen A. really is sitting on more receipts, then Vanessa's silence might be the most dangerous move she's made so far. Because in this game, silence doesn't just speak, it screams. So, will Vanessa fight back? Or is this the beginning of the end for her public image and Kobe's legacy? Stay tuned, because you know we're watching every single twist. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.